So it seems that the Imperium is taking the next big step in Warhammer 40,000 lore, and we are about to invade the Eye of Terror itself. I'm not lying. Games Workshop has put a brand new article about this. It's going to be in the Dawn of Fire books. So let's jump in and let's get waffling. So this is all happening in the next Dawn of Fire novel called Sea of Souls. We'll actually talk about the Dawn of War series in a second because there's a lot to say on this series. It's kind of been a miss for me, but like I said, we'll get to that in a second. This new book is by Chris Raitt, so it is giving me hope, and the synopsis is as follows. I'm going to put it down at the bottom of the screen so you can read it along with me. It says, the mighty fleets of the Indomitus Crusade faces terrors and dangers beyond imagining. As Guilliman's crusade marches forth, bringing the Emperor's light to thousands of worlds, Fleet Secundus is headed to the darkest dark, the Eye of Terror itself, where Secundus will execute a major offensive deep in the heart of the arch enemy. Along with warriors of the Adeptus Sororitas, the Adeptus Astartes, the Imperial Navy battle cruiser Judgment of the Void pushes deeper and deeper into contested space. But as their journey unfolds, the greatest scheme of the Indomitus Crusade begins to descend into treachery and intrigue. As the forces of chaos close in, a battle for survival is about to unfold, which one of the ramifications, not just for Fleet Secundus, but for the future of the galaxy itself. Now, the first thing I want to do is actually address the heretical elephant in the room. When you go into the Eye of Terror, it's probably not the best idea. It is literally the realm of chaos. It is chaos, right? There's so much twisted, demented, heretical stuff like the laws of physics, time, everything. It doesn't apply in that realm. Literally anything can happen. So to go into it and think you're actually going to do something, it's quite insane. It literally is death upon you. The Imperium's actually done it before. They had something called the Abyssal Crusade, where over 30 Space Marine chapters, untold number of guard, the Ecclesiarchy was there. They all went into the Eye of Terror to try and purge Chaos forces, and it was a complete disaster. Like, all the Space Marine chapters that went in there, like 99.9% of them were like lost, like completely wiped out, don't exist anymore. Those that did come back suffered untold numbers and was nearly like devastated the chapters. Most of the chapters literally turned to chaos because they went into the realm of chaos. So chaos itself was actually reinforced with the Abyssal Crusade and all the recruits that they actually got from there. So it's a complete disaster. So for this Fleet Secundus to go in there, I'm actually scared that this could be a whole different disaster brought to Guilliman's doorstep. Though, if we flip the coin around and we look at the other side, potentially, if Guilliman manages to pull off this strike, maybe they're going for like a certain planet, a certain resource, a certain individual to destroy and then get the hell out of the Eye of Terror. If they manage to pull off their mission and complete that, this could be an absolutely huge blow for the morale of Chaos. Imagine you've come out the Eye of Terror, you split the galaxy in half, you're taking planets, only for the Imperium, this force that you thought is literally on its last legs, to actually strike at your home ground and do a massive attack, destroy certain things, destroy certain facilities. Surely people would look at Abaddon then saying, are you making the right choices? Are you leading us properly? The enemy is literally attacking us in our own back garden. Maybe it can cause some distrust with Abaddon then. Maybe some other characters can start stepping up, saying, maybe I should be War Master. And it starts to cause like an inner conflict with Chaos itself. Certain things could literally domino from this and cause a big upset for Chaos. But I think that's just me in Dreamland at this moment in time. What I will say with the Dawn of Fire series, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to echo this from me, is that it really hasn't been a big hitter. Like, I can only name probably maybe 2 or 3 of the books are part of that series that I've actually finished. And when I say finished, it's actually got to the end of. The rest I've technically left because I thought the story was so bland, boring, just in certain cases stupid, like the Space Wolf one, the Wolf Time. I'm sorry, I literally got halfway and just gave up on it because the way they made the Space Wolves in that book, they were like children making stupid, half weird decisions. It's like, this is not the Space Wolves that I know. This is not the Space Wolves that like I grew up with and like was so like cunning and brutal and stuff like that. It's literally just laughing at the Space Wolves. So I had to give up on that book, and that's really set the tone for the Dawn of Fire series. But with this new book, I actually do have hope because it's written by one of the big authors, and that is Chris Wright. Now, I'm not throwing shade at any other authors or anything like that, but when it comes to me, the trifactor of authors that I always put my trust into is Dan Abnett, Aram Dembski-Bowden, and Chris Wright. Every one of those books that they've written, I've always enjoyed 100%. So seeing Chris come to this series, I'm hoping that it would relight my passion in this Dawn of Fire series, and we can actually get an amazing story. And him writing this story with the Imperium going into the Eye of Terror, I personally think that this could be a hell of a ride, and we can get some big stuff for future 40k lore. And don't forget the one big thing now is that, of course, the Lion is back. Is this the book where we catch up with the Lion's return? We've got to start seeing some of the Marines, maybe the church itself, the sisters, the ecclesiarchy priests and stuff like that. Are they now got to start hearing rumors about another Primarch's return? Is Guilliman going to start hearing rumors of another Primarch's return? This is the type of lore that I want going forward. It seems when I read the article about this new Dawn of Fire series, maybe it's me reading this the wrong way. Please leave me feedback if you think I've read this the wrong way. It looks like we're only getting 9 books in the Dawn of Fire series. So surely some of these latter books, like this one, and if it is 9 books, then the last 2 of them should address the Lion's return in some type of format. I'm sure they'll do a separate book with Guilliman meeting the Lion. I don't think that's going to be a part of the Dawn of Fire series. If I'm not mistaken, the Dawn of Fire series takes place in the early stages of the Indomitus Crusade, because what happened during 8th edition, that was set after the Indomitus Crusade, and then we have the Plague Wars. That was 116 years worth of crusading, but all that got retconned. And in 9th edition, what they did is they did the Indomitus Crusade like we're still in it. We're not at the end. We're literally was it 5-8 years in it? And then around the 12-year mark of the Indomitus Crusade, that is when the Plague Wars happens, and that's when those books that Guy Haley, was it Guy Haley? I'm sure it was Guy Haley. I am 100% sure that it was Guy Haley who wrote the Plague Wars series. That's when that happens. That's why he had to go back and rewrite it, because some of the stuff in those books addressed the 117-year crusade of the Indomitus stuff. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens. The lore itself is it's kind of confusing at the moment, I'm not going to lie. It's a bit all over the place. Hopefully this series does align a little bit more. Like I said, I haven't really been excited with these Dawn of Fire books. That's why I haven't really been doing breakdowns of them, because I just haven't been getting to the end of them, chaps. And the last thing I want to be doing is half-arsing a spoiler review of a book that I haven't even read. But I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we'll get to see some of the big stuff between the Lion, Guilliman. Hopefully we'll get an awesome battle within the Eye of Terror. I'd love to get your thoughts and feedback, not only on the Dawn of Fire series, but this novel itself. What do you think is going to happen? Is the Imperium going to be successful going into the Eye of Terror? I can't see any scenario where this is not a complete disaster. You are literally going into the realm of chaos itself. See ya, have a great day, and bye-bye.